All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PreStream podcast. How's everyone doing today? Hello, hello. Phil here. How you doing? What's up, everyone? Saturday, January 29, 2022, and I am in the midst of the beginning, the crazy new release madness that's going to happen pretty much nonstop. Started yesterday. And this is going to be going all through the entire next month to month and a half. Have some stuff to talk about today in regards to yesterday's new release, because some people have questions. And also a little bit to talk about in regards to the channel, my plans for this channel in the next month to month and a half, and a video that I put out last night in alignment with those plans that I have and how well it did and stuff like that. All right, but happy Saturday, everyone. I hope that no matter where you are safe and everything's going all right for you. And the reason I say that is because, as you guys might or might not know, originally I am from the East Coast of the United States. I lived in Connecticut for a lot of my life before I moved out here about 8 years ago, okay? And right now on the East Coast, they are having a crazy blizzard. I saw a video this morning of someone living in Massachusetts. That's a state on the East Coast of the United States. And they basically pulled up like their blinds on their window, and the snow was like this, like the snow was above their eye line, and they were like, that's certainly not like the actual precipitation level. What it is there's crazy drifts, there's crazy winds going on of a very strong strength, blowing the snow everywhere and consolidating the snow in some cases, creating complete giant buildups. I used to have that kind of stuff when I lived in Connecticut. I remember there was quite a few winters, especially near the end times there when I was living there before I moved, that we had a few winters that were actually that bad, where they had so much snow, they didn't have anywhere to put it. So what they actually did, they had these giant dump trucks, and they would fill the dump trucks, not full of trash, but full of snow, and they would drive the snow to the river and dump the snow into the river in the hopes that the running water of the river would melt the snow, because they had nothing else to do with it. There was literally no room for it anywhere. They were trying to push it, bulldoze it. It couldn't fit. So I get the feeling that's what the East Coast of the United States is going through today. My parents still live there. Now, I just talked to them a few days ago, so I'll be calling them again probably about midweek coming up to see how they fared in all this snow. I know my dad can't shovel that well anymore, so I guess we'll see. But anyway, I wish you all the best, especially if you live back east and you're dealing with that. It sucks. I know. I've been there many, many times. And I wish you all the best. I hope you don't get snowed in and stuck. Here in Washington State, after that little bit of snow that we had after Christmas, it has been completely nice the last month. Albeit a little bit of fog here and there. But our winter weather is very mild. 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which is very warm for winter. And pretty much only rain, if any precipitation. Today, it's actually sunny outside. So, all right, so I realize I do have a worldwide audience. People who watch my content are from all over the place. All the time I get people who say, oh, Phil, I'm 7-8 hours ahead of you over in Europe. Or, wow, I'm actually, a whole day ahead of you. I live in Australia and stuff. I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy to have that kind of a worldwide viewer base, right? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's talk. Shall we? Let's talk about the rest of the weekend. Let's talk about next week. Let's talk about everything. What are we doing today? Today we are continuing on with Pokemon Legends Arceus, which was the new release that came out yesterday. Okay, the first in a very long slew of new releases that will be coming out in a very short period of time. Okay, so Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'll be honest with you guys. The graphics are unimpressive. But I don't think anyone's going to argue otherwise, right? You look at the graphics of this game, you're like, this feels like it's 2 gens old, if not 3. But you're playing it on the Switch. And I hate to say it, this is something that's always going to be a shortcoming when you're playing on a console that's massively underpowered, and you allow Nintendo to continue to create a console that's massively underpowered, but you keep buying it, okay? I keep telling you guys, on stream and in videos, that these game development companies, these console makers, will not learn if people keep rewarding their mistakes. In the case of Nintendo, this is definitely one of the situations where everyone goes out and buys everything Nintendo puts out, even if they don't like it, right? Just last year, everyone wanted a Switch Pro or a Switch Plus, which was going to have a better graphics card, more internal memory, more storage, right? It was supposed to have all these features everyone wanted. What did they come out with? The Switch OLED. Exactly the same as your previous Switch with a slightly better screen and like a better stand and slightly better speakers or something like that. Nothing anyone wanted, yet people ran out and bought it in droves. So when you reward the bad behavior, okay, you will not stop it. So when I hear everyone complaining about how, oh man, Pokemon Legends Arceus just looks crappy, Game Freak did a bad job, I say, what game on Switch does look great? Exactly. Can you tell me? Because outside of maybe Super Mario Odyssey, which honestly didn't push the boundaries of graphics or anything, tell me games that look good on this console. It's underpowered. You know what I mean? It's literally a console that always is behind one gen. Nintendo is always behind one generation of power and graphics, yet they sell the console in droves because people still buy it. So when I hear the game looks like crap and everyone whining about it, I say, okay, fair enough. It's an initial observation everyone will have about this game. It doesn't look good. But then you get past it because you realize you're playing on the console that's underpowered and you accept it because it's Nintendo. Unless you want them to change, then stop buying their hardware. You see? So I kind of take a look at those who are complaining. I'm like, I don't know, man. You're the one who enables Nintendo to do this kind of stuff. You see? Okay. Now, in regards to the game itself, the first 90 minutes are incredibly boring because what it's doing is world building. It's trying to let you know that this is actually the very first Pokemon game chronologically. You're at a time frame where there's no Pokedex and almost no information whatsoever about Pokemon. And so you're one of the initial people to go out and actually try to capture Pokemon, control them, and or command them in combat, and not get destroyed. Because apparently the plot is everyone who goes out and tries to do this gets their ass beat. Literally gets their ass beat. The Pokemon beat them up. Now, how often in modern Pokemon games do you hear the Pokemon beat up the humans? Almost never. It's been a running joke that the Pokemon never really do anything to harm the humans. But in this game, all that's thrown out the window. Okay? So, interesting that is the premise of the game. Okay? It takes too long, though, to set it up. Like most Pokemon games, within a half an hour, you're playing the game. In this game, it's like 90 minutes. You're still not playing the game. You're still learning. There's still cutscenes. You're like, oh my god. All right? By the time that the game actually goes into its main gameplay, which is open world exploration, sneaking up on Pokemon, trying to catch them with the Pokeballs, and then, of course, actually fighting the Pokemon to level up your guys, but also, because the Pokedex needs to be populated, you need to see what the Pokemon's battle techniques and battle capabilities are. So sometimes you purposely engage in combat to gain that knowledge, which is cool, I feel. Like, there's variety. You can catch them with stealth, or you can fight them, right? Then there's also items in the environment that you can collect and you can craft with them. So you can actually craft your own Pokeballs. You don't have to buy Pokeballs. That's a huge change. It's always been you go to this town, you restock. You don't have to do that in this one. So there's definitely a lot of changes in Pokemon Legends Arceus compared to the previous Pokemon games that you need to learn. And it takes a long time. I would say out of the 3 hours I played it yesterday, almost 2 hours or more was spent either in intro cutscenes or learning basics. Once I finally got to the open world gameplay of the game, which is basically the second area, once you get past that first initial intro area and you cross the bridge and you're in the second area, the game actually gets fun. Because now you're like, wow, this is freedom I've never seen before. Instead of walking around top-down, random encounters, fight, catch a Pokemon, you have all this freedom to do however you want to do it. Do you want to catch them just with the Pokeballs? Do you want to fight them? Do you want to use stealth? Do you want to catch or gather items? Do you want to explore and look for rare encounters? It's actually quite fun, okay? And it's funny because Pays 420 says it's like Monster Hunter. I would say it's kind of like Monster Hunter Light. You know what I mean? There's no crazy giant epic battles that are action based, but man, it is that kind of feeling. You're open world explorer, find all these different items, find a rare encounter, find this, find that. It feels good. And I feel like this playthrough is going to work as a chill stream. Yes, today I am doing it as the main gameplay stream again because it is a new release. I wanted to play it at least a couple times as the main stream. But I think this is going to work way better as a late night chill stream, simply because of the nature of the game. it's going to be relaxing, and every once in a while we'll encounter something interesting and rare and maybe challenging. But for the most part, it seems like it's going to be just a lot of open world walking around, exploring and catching and fighting randomly. And it's not going to be anything that's ultra challenging or anything that's going to be too stressful. That's perfect for a late night stream, you see? So today, there will be another 3+ hour stream. But after today, likely, this game may become a night stream next week. Okay? Depending on how things go. So let's see how today goes. That's the main gameplay stream today. I'm excited. Hope that you guys will support the stream. You absolutely did yesterday. Although, weirdly enough, we did hit my tier 2 support goal for tips, which means you guys get to pick a hat for me to wear. And, weirdly enough, during the Pokemon stream, you chose this hat over this hat. Sure. So, who knows, right? Who knows? And, we'll see. Let us see, ladies and gentlemen, what happens, today. Perhaps we will see the Pikachu hat today. Or maybe I'll wear a sock on my head. I don't know at this point. If ever there was a game when I thought I would have worn this hat, it would have been Pokemon yesterday, and it didn't happen. We'll see today, okay? Alright, so anyway, that's the main gameplay stream. Now, today's night stream, the late stream, okay, is up to you. Because the polling is still currently running on the main channel page of DSPGaming under the community tab. I would like to live check on those polls to give you guys a status update on what it looks like we may be playing on the late stream tonight, because tonight is Game Pass night. This is the one night a week where we sit down and play games off of Microsoft Game Pass Ultimate, which I am a subscriber of. And the exciting thing about this is that you get a wide variety of games that I probably never would have played or would have skipped over, never given the time of day. But because I'm a Game Pass subscriber, and because there's no additional investment needed, I can check out a wide variety of stuff. And so over the last 3 weeks, we've been doing this once a week, playing random games, and just look at some of the games that I played that have turned out to be pretty good, including a game like the Forgotten City that we're going to play tomorrow and probably finish up. Sniper Elite 4, which has been an interesting, gameplay of. And some other games like I Am Fish, I'm actually thinking of coming back to this week. Okay? So, let's take a look. There were 3 polls that you guys have been voting on. Okay? Poll number 1 included Unpacking, Serious Sam 4, The Procession of Cavalry, and Moonglow Bay. And on that poll, Serious Sam 4 has 63% of the vote. So unless there's a miracle, probably Serious Sam 4 is going to be the game that's going to win from that poll. Okay? In poll number 2, we've got Into the Pit, The Good Life, Exo 1, and Dead Cells. Okay? In that poll, Dead Cells is currently leading 67% of the vote. So unless a miracle happens, we're probably got Dead Cells that's going to lead that poll. Now, poll number 3 is the more interesting one. The games at poll number 3 are as follows. Bug Fables, Backbone, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, and Outer Wilds. Now, why is this interesting? Because unlike the other 2 polls, there is no clear front runner. I've been checking this poll from time to time, and Outer Wilds and One Piece Pirate Warriors have been going back and forth around 41 to 42% of the vote and overtaking each other in the past day. So there's no clear-cut winner here. It seems like there's an equal amount of people that want to see either game, which is very interesting. So here's the deal. Here's how we're going to determine what we play tonight. Right before tonight's late stream, I'm going to sit down and do the math. So for example, I'm going to sit down and say, okay, well, Serious Sam 4 has 63% of the vote. There's 800 votes. What's 63% of 800? Boom. That's how many votes the game got. You see? And I'm going to do the same thing for Dead Cells and the same thing for One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 and Outer Wilds. And whatever games have the most votes, I will end up actually checking out tonight. Okay? I mean, it's a fair way to do it. Fair assessment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, I have an announcement to make in regards to future Game Pass content. All right? Being that we are going to be heading into major new releases very shortly, okay? Just being honest, it's going to be very different because we're going to be playing pretty much a nonstop new releases as of next week. It's going to be Dying Light 2. A few days later will be Sifu. So we'll be playing those plus Pokemon plus Skyrim, right? Plus other ongoing stuff. And then after that, we're going to have new release. It's going to be very busy. Okay? What I would like to do is the games that it looks like we're going to have almost a tie with. So that's One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 and Outer Wilds. I think what we will do is next week, rather than doing a poll, we'll just play those 2 games, I'm thinking. Because it looks like tonight it's going to be Serious Sam 4 and Dead Cells. That we'll check out. And then next week, if we do a Game Pass night, which we likely will do one stream of Game Pass night, I think that's what we'll do. Or what we may actually do is a Game Pass day. Okay? And Game Pass day might be a main gameplay stream where I'll check out each of those games for an hour or an hour and a half. Okay? That's what I'm thinking. Okay? So that way we don't have to do another poll. That way, even though many, many people are voting for those 2 games, the people who voted for the games don't feel like their votes were wasted. Which I kind of feel like people probably are feeling like, oh man, I'm throwing away my vote voting on those games because they're not going to get played. And I feel a little bad. So that's probably what we're going to do. Okay? So tonight, Game Pass night, please keep voting. Unless there's a miracle that happens to change the votes. Likely it's going to be Serious Sam 4 and Dead Cells. Okay? Alright. Tomorrow, the main gameplay stream will be the end game and possible conclusion of the Forgotten City. At this point now, we have finally figured out what is going on in this city, and we have our goals to achieve to complete the game. And we're trying to mess around and figure them out. So apparently the game has 4 endings, and I'm going to try to figure them out and you know, find the logical end of the game. And I would like to see all of them if possible, because apparently they're all pretty interesting. But I'm definitely going to need help, because the game is getting kind of cryptic. Like at the end of the last stream, I tried to figure out what to do based on some in-game advice that the game was kind of whispering. You know, the statues are whispering to you, do this, do that. And I was trying to do it, and I couldn't figure it out. So I'm hoping that that we can figure this out together tomorrow on the main stream, okay? And then tomorrow night, the late night stream is Halo Infinite multiplayer to end the week, okay? Now, the good thing is I already finished the Cyber Showdown event, so I don't have to focus on the attrition game mode anymore. Maybe we could go back to ranked. We could try big team battles to see if they work. We could try different things rather than only focusing on the attrition, because all the unlocks have already been unlocked, okay? So that is my streaming week. I'm off on Monday. Now, next week will be an interesting week. The first 3 days of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all right? I'm going to be balancing Skyrim and probably some Game Pass stuff on the daytime streams, okay? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe I'll do like Skyrim as the main stream on Tuesday, and Tuesday night will be Pokemon Legends Arceus. And then Wednesday, maybe we'll do the Game Pass day like I just mentioned, and we'll try out those games, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 and Outer Wilds. And then the night stream that day will probably be Halo Infinite. And then Thursday we'll probably do more Skyrim and pair that with more Pokemon, okay? But then on Friday is when it really gets interesting, because on Friday is when Dying Light 2 comes out. And I'm very interested to see, is this game going to be any good after so many years in development? Hell, I mean, Dying Light 2 pretty much started development like right after Dying Light 1. Do you know how long ago that was? That was like 6+ years ago. Yeah, this game's been in development that long. It's funny because we kept hearing a little bit about it at E3, and then nothing, and then a little bit more about it on one of these broadcast digital events, and then nothing again. And it just kept going away. And all of a sudden, finally, now it's coming out. Like, damn, I really hope it's good. Seriously, I hope it's good after all the crap we've heard, all the debacle of, oh, the game's 500 hours long that they announced on social media a few weeks ago, which is a complete joke. I hope it's good. So we're going to be checking that out a week. Well, it would have been a week from yesterday. So this coming Friday. So now what's going to happen once Dying Light 2 hits the rotation, okay, it's going to be a lot harder to maintain Game Pass stuff. Even though I've really enjoyed doing Game Pass stuff with you guys, Game Pass stuff is definitely meant to be filler. And so what I'm thinking is the Game Pass stuff will probably hit the back burner, and we're going to focus on Skyrim, Dying Light 2, and Pokemon. Maybe interject a little bit of Halo or whatever in there every once in a while, but those will be the main focuses, okay? Now, a few days after Dying Light 2, Sifu releases. Now, when Sifu releases, now we've got multiple new releases to juggle. And once I'm juggling all those, now Skyrim's going to basically hit the back burner, you see? So it's going to get tough once we get to when Sifu comes out to actually figure out how to juggle everything. That's when we're going to get, oh man, it's like heavy amount of new releases and hard to juggle everything. But we'll figure it out together. We'll work it through. We'll talk it out. We'll figure it out. I promise you there will be a satisfactory answer for all of you on how we're going to be playing all these games. And everyone should be satisfied. Now, here's the thing. I love Skyrim. Skyrim's been one of my favorite playthroughs that I've done in recent months. I've had a ton of fun playing it. I don't want to have it just freeze and not get played at all. Even if it means I can only play it once a week, then so be it. I want to keep playing it at least once a week because I really like it, okay? If anything, perhaps a game like Halo Infinite would have to kind of go on less play. I only play it once a week maybe instead of the twice a week that I've been playing it. Unless there's a reason, like if they update it with new content and new maps, then maybe I would play it more. You see? We'll figure it out together. We will. We'll talk it out and we'll figure it out together. I know. Project PCHY says, good luck juggling all the new releases. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be, no matter what, when you have this many games coming out in a short time frame and you also have ongoing projects people are liking, you're going to have people who are disappointed. There's nothing you can do. I can please some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time, but I can't please everyone all the time. It's not possible when there's so much going on. All right? So there you have it. But it should be a great month, really. February should still be a great month. I'm very excited for the month of February, and I hope you guys are too. All right. Speaking of the month of February, all right? First of all, I want to say thank you guys here on the live streams because you guys have had tons of buy-in this last month. Every stream, what I've been telling you guys is as follows. If you like the content I'm putting out on this live stream, please give it a like on YouTube. When you give my content a like on YouTube, it gives it what's called discoverability. Discoverability means that you can find my content. So, for example, today I'll be playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. There will likely be people on YouTube saying, oh, I wonder if someone's playing this game live right now. Let me see. And they'll search. And if this stream has a certain amount of likes, this stream will show up prominently in search results on YouTube. You see? Now, will it help the stream after the stream's offline? No, not at all. It only helps for when the stream is live. But having your guys buy in that if you're enjoying my content, you're going to give it a like on a stream actually has helped. I mean, just a few times in the last month, I remember people saying, hey, I was just looking for like Skyrim and I found you. Hey, I was looking for any Resident Evil. I just searched for Resident Evil streams and I found your Resident Evil 4 stream because people were liking it, you see? So it's awesome that it's working. We've seen concrete results that it works. Now, this month in particular, it's going to be huge because with all these new games coming out, people absolutely will be searching for people playing the new games. And if you like my streams, people will find my streams, and this will bring new eyes to the content. Now, admittedly, it may be a little bit disappointing to someone who comes for the first time because they're going to see they can't chat. You have to be subbed to the channel for 24 hours in order to chat. In fact, I wonder if any of you right now who are just joining the stream for the PreStream podcast are trying, I'm trying to talk for the first time. Oh, I can't. It's because the trolls, it sucks, you know. I don't like have to have that in place, but the trolls are so bad that before I had sub-only mode, they came in here, no exaggeration, 10, 20, 30, 40 bots a person, making up nasty names, racist things, disgusting things, and saying them constantly. Their names would be nasty, and you have to ban, and they just keep coming back. You need to have that sub-only mode so it prevents that kind of spam behavior, you see. So it is what it is. But since I instituted the sub-only mode, this channel has been so much better, and people really enjoy hanging out here every day. So we have to have that in place. A little bit of a disappointment for newcomers, but I think we can ingrain that into the heads of people who are coming in, and that's why we're doing it, that overall it's going to actually be much better, okay? Very nice. So, with the streams, it's been great. You guys have completely bought in. You guys are liking, I mean, right now, I just started the podcast. We got 40 likes. Thank you. My goal, as I told you guys, is to get 100 likes on every stream I do on YouTube this year. If I can get 100 likes on every stream, the engagement will be huge. People will find these streams, especially when I start playing the big games, the ones that everyone's searching for on YouTube. I'll finally get some prominence on YouTube and we get some newcomers, okay? But last night, I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to make a video specifically for people who don't watch this stream, because I realize that people who watch this stream already are bought in. You guys have helped me so much in the last month. You're here, you're ready, right? You have already said, I'm signing on to do this, which is great. But what we need now is the buy-in of the silent majority. And if you're a stream viewer, you might say, well, what's the silent majority? Well, I've been around for 14 years. Yeah, I've been making content since the fall of 2008. In reality, I actually uploaded even earlier than that, but it was just Street Fighter tournament coverage. I really started as a dedicated content creator covering video games in the fall of 2008. I have people who have actually been following me since then. I have people who've been watching DSP Gaming as a channel, and they don't pay attention to any of the stream stuff. They just watch the gameplay content on demand as if it's an ongoing Let's Play, and have been around for years and years and years. You know, I play a new game, and the game, the new part 1 of any given playthrough, just take a look. Take a look at Resident Evil, take a look at Skyrim. We're getting anywhere from 5 to 10,000 views. Where are those people coming from, right? if I'm only getting a few hundred viewers on a stream, where do the thousands of viewers come from? It's the silent majority. These people are here, they're subscribed to the channel, and they actively watch the content, but they don't say anything. They're just here to enjoy and say, I watched the video, I had a good time, and then they're off. You see? They don't really engage in any way with the channel. And honestly, that's a huge loss for the channel. That is a huge missed opportunity for DSP Gaming, because other channels get that engagement. The majority of people who watch other people's channels engage with the content. They like the videos. They spread the word about the videos. They leave comments. They have big thread conversations, both with the content creator and other people who are watching the videos, okay? And so, when people aren't having that on DSP Gaming, I'm at a huge disadvantage compared to everyone else out there who makes video game content, because they're all getting that and I'm not. Now, YouTube ranks channels based off of engagement, meaning, do you get likes and dislikes? Do you get comments? Do people click and actually watch your video? Like, what they have all these different statistics that they judge for engagement, okay? And basically now, if I can get some of that engagement back that I used to have way back in the day and I turned off, okay, that would be a huge gain for the channel. You know, over 5 years ago, when YouTube had the adpocalypse and lost a ton of ad revenue and basically made it impossible to make a living on this site, I kind of gave up on YouTube. I said, forget it. I'm just going to be a live streamer. I don't care what happens to the channels anymore. They'll just be an archive. They'll still be there. For the silent majority of people who just want to sit there and watch the content, it'll still be there, but I'm not going to focus on it. Well, here we are, come full circle. I'm back, and I'm focusing on DSP Gaming again and trying to build it back up. And one great way we can do that is if you're watching videos on demand on DSP Gaming, you like them, and you leave a comment. But the thing is, when I say that on today's stream, you guys are already bought in. You're here. You're chatting. You're leaving likes on the stream. It's not you who needs to hear that message. It's the silent majority, okay? So last night, as I was adjourning my streaming, okay, I made a special video. And that video was about 8 minutes long. And I appealed directly to the silent majority of viewers who watch everything that I do on DSP Gaming on demand, but don't really engage otherwise, okay? And, ladies and gentlemen, within 12 hours of that video being live, okay, already over 2,000 views, already, hold on, over 200 likes, and already over 50 comments and growing. That video actually got some traction, okay? Traction on the channel. People were like, oh, really? It's just funny because I talk to you guys every day about this. And you're like, we've heard this story over and over. You know, you don't realize that actually there's people who don't hear the stuff I say on a daily basis. They really don't. They're only watching the game. They say, oh, the PreStream podcast, I'm not interested in that. You know, all I want to do is watch the raw gameplay. So they watch me play Pokemon. And if in a Pokemon video, I'm not saying, oh, please like, please leave a comment. There's engagement. I'm trying to build this channel in February. If I'm not saying that during the gameplay, they never hear it. Yeah. So when I made that video last night, it resonated, you know, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, it's funny because I've been saying when I put up polls on the community tab of this channel, they're getting anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 votes. Well, who are those people? In a lot of the cases, it's the silent majority. People who you don't hear from a lot, but they're the people who watch the videos on demand and they come and they vote. So it's the same thing here. I put up this video. It's got over 2,000 views in 12 hours. Where did they come from? It's the silent majority. They're like, oh, Phil made a video for us? It was funny because I started reading some of the comments, and some of the comments are like, well, in other circles, people call those kind of people lurkers. Oh, you're lurkers to the content. You don't necessarily actively engage, but you still watch and you lurk in behind the scenes. I think lurker sounds creepy. Seriously, like, lurker to me sounds like someone who's, like, creeping around the back with malicious intentions and stuff like that. And I certainly don't feel like anyone there has that situation. I think that these are people who really actively enjoy the content, but it was my behavior that disengaged them from the content. You know what I'm saying? When I decided to throw in the towel at YouTube and say I don't want to do this anymore, I just want to be a streamer, I actively gave up engagement on the channel, and that hurt the channel, and it hurt the viewers too, who were there all along and wanted to support the channel. And now I basically wasn't doing any engagement on the channel anymore, and that was 5-6 years of disengagement. Okay, now I'm back every day. I'm right here in the YouTube app. This is the YouTube Studio app. Okay, and I jump into it. I don't know why I do this, because you can never see the screen. Look, the camera does not capture it at all. I don't know why I bother doing this, but I'm in this app, and I go right here. There's a comment section, and I read all of your new comments, right? And I approve them. And of course, sometimes you get complete dumb fuck shitheads who actually leave negative comments, not realizing they don't get published. They're complete morons. They are. They actually waste their time leaving negative comments on the videos when they never will show up for anyone. They're that stupid. People out there are literally that dumb. They haven't figured this out yet. But I'm reading it. Look at this. I'm reading every comment. And if it's basically a comment where it's something meaningful or something that I feel like I can add to it or help, I respond. I responded to a bunch of comments last night, and sometimes I like a comment, or there's actually a thing. I don't exactly know what it is. I think what it is if you're the content creator for a channel, like the channel owner, if you really like a comment, you can actually, like, flag it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can flag it, and it's good. It's a good flag. It's not a bad flag. It's a flag where, like, I think your icon, like the channel icon, will show up next to the comment to show that the channel owner actually actively read it and tagged it to say, oh, good comment. So I try to do that when I see comments that I feel like are really useful or helpful or meaningful. So I do this every day, and I do this a few different times a day, so that I can get a good variety of people who are doing it. I know that sometimes there's people who do it overnight, then there's people who do it during the day when I'm streaming, and then there's people who do it, like, kind of at the end of the day. So I try to do it in, like, different shifts almost, and it's actually super fun. It is. It's really fun doing this, because I now have interaction with people who are watching the videos again, who I haven't really addressed or talked to in years and years and years. It's really cool, man. And by the way, I'm well aware that this feature has been there for a while. They added it a few years ago. I think it was like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. But I was so busy as a full-time streamer, I just didn't really care. But now that I'm trying to build DSPGaming back up, this is a huge thing for me. I can stop the negative behavior, and I can control the comments so that positive people can discuss the content again, right? It's excellent. That's why I turned off the comments 6 years ago, because there was no way to control the comments. It was literally just free-for-all, everyone spamming disgusting, toxic shit, and there was no way to actually stop that behavior, and now there is. So, this is awesome. So, anyway, guys, the point I'm making is, this actually blew my mind. I made a special video last night about this, and I posted up, and it's like, tons of views, tons of engagement, people leaving positive comments, likes. I was like, whoa. Now, here's the thing. That's all well and good. I'm happy for that. But what I hope is now these people who watched that video and bought in and said, okay, we got your back, will that now translate into the gameplay videos I'm doing? Because I'll give you an example. I put out a video, it gets anywhere from 300 to 1,000 views. On average, I'm not kidding, I get 10 to 20 likes, if that. That's terrible. That's insanely bad engagement, okay? If I could get, for example, if I'm putting out a video with 300 to 1,000 views and I get 100 likes on every video, now we're talking, right? Because then it adds up, you see? So this would be absolutely excellent if I could get that. But we need to have that. And here's the thing. Some people say, well, Phil, engagement is engagement, right? It doesn't matter if people like your video, dislike your video, or whatever. It's all engagement. You're absolutely correct. On YouTube, it doesn't actually matter what kind of engagement you have. Engagement just counts. So every idiot who actually dislikes a video on DSPGaming actually helps DSPGaming. Yes, they're that stupid. They don't realize that they're trying to hurt the channel and they're helping it. They're that dumb. The thing is, in the past, okay, when they dislike spammed a video, it actually did hurt the video overall. Not for engagement, but for people who actually watch the video. Because let's face it, if you're looking for Pokemon Legends Arceus, okay, here's part 1 of a playthrough of this guy, and here's part 1 of a playthrough of DSPGaming, and here's part 1 of a playthrough from this guy. And you're looking at it all and like, okay, so this one has 100 likes and 3 dislikes. This one has 80 likes and 10 dislikes. This one has 20 likes and 700 dislikes. Huh? So when you see that, you say, well, I'm not going to watch the guy who has the ridiculous amount of dislikes. I'll watch one of the others. Obviously, the video must have something wrong with it. And it doesn't. It's just these idiots come and spam dislike. They're moronic. They think, they think that they have some kind of productive value in society when in reality, it's the opposite. So these people who sit around and all they do is hate on things are actually worthless when you think about it in the scope of things. It's one thing if you're adding constructive criticism. Oh, this can improve if you did this or this. This could be better if you do this. You could better yourself by doing this. But when you literally just sit around and say, down, 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 hate, 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 shit, 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 when literally your purpose in life every day is to spread your cheeks and squirt liquid anal juice all over everything, you have no purpose in life. If you didn't exist, life would actually be better without you. Seriously. So if you're one of those people who like all you do is sit around hating on things all day, reassess your life. You got something wrong with you and you need to really seriously help yourself because you're missing out on so many positive things in life if all you do is crap on others. And the thing is, I realize why some people do it. It has something to do with this mental association with, well, if I'm miserable in life, then I have to make everyone else miserable, or I got to bring others down, and that somehow brings me a feeling of positivity. Let me tell you guys, seriously, let me tell you guys personally, as someone when I was much younger, I used to be a troll in the Street Fighter community. I used to crap on things all the time. I was known as the guy who likes to crap all over everything, okay? But let me tell you something. When I changed and became a more positive person and I focus on the positive things in my life and making positive, fun content, meaningful stuff with an audience rather than, oh, let's just crap on everything constantly, not only do I like my job better, my life is better, my overall demeanor is better, I have more fun with life today than I ever had beforehand. Even though, yeah, you get a little laugh, a little snicker, haha, I brought down the big guy, I made fun of this content creator and this and that. Yeah, you get a little bit of a snicker or a laugh every once in a while, but let me tell you something. When your life is all positive instead of negative, it's a much better situation. And I can tell you that from personal experience. Look at my life now. I have a beautiful wife, a beautiful life with a family, right? Everything here is so much better than what I had before. Why? Because I'm a positive person. That's why. I never would have gotten to where I am today if I just sat there constantly being negative, being angry, being upset, being jealous, crapping on stuff, shitting on stuff, hating. It's such a way. It's not a way to live. But these idiots actually do this and don't know that. I really have to think and I have to hope these people just don't know better. Because I didn't. When I was younger, when I was in my 20s and I was doing stupid shit in the Street Fighter community, I really didn't know better. All right? Now I know better. I would never go back to being like that. But back then, I thought, oh, this is cool to crap on everything and everyone, blah, blah, blah. I guess you could call me the ultimate hipster, because that's what hipsters do, right? They always say, I'm too cool for the mainstream shit. That's how I was back then. I just crapped on everything just for the sake of crapping on it. Now it's different. Okay? So anyway, the point I'm making here is these idiots would dislike bomb my content. And so when people are looking on YouTube and saying, well, I'm not going to watch the video that has that many dislikes, something must be wrong with that video. And it would hurt the content. Now, they turned off dislikes. So guess what? Now all you're seeing is people who are being positive with the content, positive engagement. So now, if you like the videos, it actually seriously helps in a big way. Because now people will actually see the amount of people who like the content, and no one gives two shits about the people who crap on it. Those people are literally meaningless. Like I said, if they never clicked the dislike, it wouldn't affect, it doesn't matter in any way. They're worthless. The things they're doing are completely worthless on this planet. And that's a good thing, that negativity is now being deemed as worthless. I mean, it's common fucking sense from those of us who are positive people to realize that negativity for the sake of being negative is worthless. Again, if it's positive in a way that's constructive criticism, that's different. That's not what has affected DSPGaming in the last 10 years. It's always been people coming with the memes. Oh, Phil's a bad person. Phil's this, Phil's that. Crap on him, crap on him, crap on him. No logic, no intelligent thought, brainless idiocy, worthless. So now that's gone. It's literally gone. You have to actively use ways to get around YouTube blocking dislikes to see them, which means you're an idiot. Why the fuck would you go around seeking dislikes? If you do that, you're a part of the problem. So the funny thing about this is now we have a unique situation where engagement on DSPGaming can actually propel this channel back to a situation where people will watch it again. And that's what I would really like in February, okay? So, excellent. That's all I have to say. Thank you. If you're watching on stream and you engage and you're liking the content, thank you. If you watch on demand on YouTube, you're part of the silent majority who watches the videos, thank you. Let's make February a great month, right? If you like the content, please give it a like and leave a comment on the videos, especially on the new playthrough content like today, Pokemon. Please do that. That's going to help tremendously, okay? Awesome. Now, one thing that I'd like to point out before we move on to shoutouts. We are very close, probably the closest we've been in 2 months, to hitting our monthly members goal. But there is a problem here. Here's the problem. I'm only here today and tomorrow. The last day of January, I'm not streaming. That's Monday. That's my day off. So with only today and tomorrow, this has to be hit incredibly quickly. Okay? 4 streams, including this one, to hit this goal. We're only 20 members away. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, especially with 300 people on the stream right now, I don't believe that all 300 of you are channel members. I don't. Now listen, I know not everyone can afford to do it. It's not within everyone's means. I hear ya. But this would be a great way to buy in with the support of the channel and the engagement right now. If you've been holding off waiting to become a member, please become a member. So many benefits. Highlighted name in stream chat, not having to abide by slow mode rules, getting all the emotes, getting a chat crown badge, priority for when I do my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, to get your questions answered. When we do marathon events, you get priority to vote or nominate on games, plus other stuff that I am planning on doing in the future. All right, so a lot of benefits, okay? One thing I should also say is for those of you who are the silent majority, and maybe you're watching this PreStream podcast for the first time in a long time because you realized, oh, I need some help, and you wanted to listen on what's going on. If you become a channel member and you're watching on demand, you also get the same benefits. Now, do you care about, slow mode chat and stuff like that? No. But when you leave a comment on a video, your name is still highlighted. You still have a chat crown badge. You still have those features. You can still use my emotes in the comments of videos, which is really cool. So please consider becoming a channel member. If you're actively watching, engaging, and liking the content, it's a no-brainer that you would become a channel member. If we hit 350 members in the next 2 days, okay, not only will there be a new record, because the record on this channel is 334 members. That's the most I've ever had. We would top the members goal, all right, we would top the members record. We would hit a new goal of 350. A new emote slot would be unlocked for members. So you'd get a new emote. We have to decide what it would be. And then we're going to do a special celebratory event, a marathon in February, where I'm going to be playing a bunch of Game Pass games that you guys will be able to pick. And we're going to be doing a live episode of Feasting with the King, where we're going to be trying a new kind of cuisine that I'm not used to eating and maybe have never tried before. And we're going to do it together. It's going to be fun to try out new food for the first time. The last few episodes that I've done, Feasting with the King, you guys seem to love the show, okay? So, let's make it happen, all right? Please, if you've been holding off, please become a member today. I'm looking at many different people right now, literally people who support the channel via things like super chats and stuff, but aren't members. They'll support the channel with a $5 super chat, but they won't spend $4 to become a channel member. What? Here, I'll ask you for a favor. Don't do a super chat today. Become a channel member. There you go. Okay? All right. Call out all the non-members. All right, I start with you, Suck a Surprise. You. You wanted me to call them out. So there you go. Excuse me. It's disgusting. Okay. And by the way, once YouTube finally flips the switch on all the improvements they're claiming they're going to do this year for streaming, then this probably won't be an issue anymore. Because when they flip the switch, as simple as what I'm doing right now, and gifted memberships get turned on, and people want to support the channel by helping others, I guarantee we're going to see a sharp increase in members here on the channel. It's going to be like it was back on Twitch. But YouTube sits on their ass, and they work on other things that no one cares about, like fucking YouTube Shorts that tries to copy TikTok and other bullshit that no one cares about, and it doesn't help anyone. Instead, they'll waste their time on that shit instead of actually actively helping the people who are here every day, working their ass off to make a living on their site. You know, who cares about them? Let's do YouTube Shorts. But anyway, they're supposed to enable this stuff, but no one knows when. Seriously, No one knows when. It's hilarious. Zoya says, well, shorts get billions of views. And right now, someone could pull down their pants and take a fucking shit in the middle of the street. Someone would take a video of it. It'll get 1 billion views. And is that content? Is that meaningful? No. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Just because something's popular doesn't make it meaningful. Doesn't mean that long term it helps anything. It means it's stupid and flash in the pan popular for dumb reasons. I mean, if we haven't seen 20 fucking years of reality TV as direct evidence of that, I don't know what is. I mean, you know who the Kardashians are, right? Do you think that they're really meaningful, intelligent content and people that everyone should aspire to be? I mean, holy fuck. What a dumb thing to say. Okay. Anyway. Let us now get to shout-outs. Shout-outs. Okay, we start with the YouTube, the YouTube side of things. The first YouTube side contribution of today was actually from Pays 420, who did a super chat and said my most anticipated playthrough for the year. And he's talking about Pokemon. Cool. Sounds good. I'm glad that you are looking forward to the playthrough, which we will be resuming shortly. Zoya did a couple super chats. First one was, what do your parents think of your current job career? At first, they thought that it was a crazy gamble. At first, they thought that it was insanely risky and nuts. And my mom just kept telling me that I should look for another job and yada, yada, yada. Then, within a year or two of me doing it and seeing the amount of money that I was making doing it, which was about 3 to 4 times more than I ever made in my office job, my parents were like, oh, fuck all that, just keep doing it. Now, of course, just like you guys, they've seen the ups and downs of this. They've seen me be popular. They've seen me be not popular. They've seen me make a lot of money. They've seen me make no money. They've seen it go like this. And it is still fluctuating like this, right? Every year, something else happens that's weird, and it throws a monkey wrench into it. But if you look at my employment history, all the things that I've done in my life for a job, being a content creator on the internet, which of course I used to call it a YouTuber, but now it's become a content creator, right? Has been the most consistent, dependable, and profitable thing I've ever done in my life. If you look at my other jobs, even the jobs that I worked my ass off at, like when I worked at that office job at the helicopter company, my parents were of the impression that would be what I do for the rest of my life. Just bust my ass at that job and I'll succeed. And that's part of the reason, honestly, why I bought that condo in Connecticut, was to live closer to that job. And my parents actually helped me with that condo to get it. They helped me with the down payment because there was a down payment, and they helped me out to afford it because they were supporting all of that. And then look what happened. I got laid off from that job, and that was the end of that. But doing this has been more meaningful and more consistent and more dependable than anything else I've done my whole life. And I've now done it longer than any other job. I started doing this for a living in January 2011. It's now January 2022. I've done this for over 11 years. And it's the longest standing job I've ever had. And you could argue that, yes, what I've done has been different, right? Yes, I started off as an on-demand kind of content creator for YouTube. Then I branched out. I became a hybrid where I was streaming, but I was still focusing on the on-demand content. And then over the years, I became a full-time streamer. And now I'm kind of back to being a YouTuber. You keep changing my title. But in reality, it's the same, kind of content creation. And it's just the same passion of games and everything that I love. And the fact that I still have thousands of people all over the world watching me and supporting me. They're happy now because I'll be honest with you guys. A few years ago, things were looking grim, right? Financially behind the scenes, things were looking really bad, especially with the bankruptcy and everything. And it didn't look good. Look like how was I going to be able to afford anything? Was I going to lose everything? And now the good news is, no, I'm not losing anything. I'm back. I'm stable enough, at least, that there's no imminent danger. There's no impending doom. If you haven't noticed, I don't have to do emergency streams where I need your help right away to raise a bunch of funds to pay something. I notice I'm not doing that shit anymore. That's a good thing. What's funny is no one talks about that. If I do have to hold an emergency stream because something bad happens, right? Then everyone wants to talk about that. But the fact that I haven't had to do that in a very long time, no one wants to talk about that. They only focus on the positive. They only focus on the negative. They don't want to focus on the positive change, right? But no, overall, they're happy. They're just happy that I'm not in a situation where I'm constantly like panicking about money and about stuff behind the scenes like that, because, you know, they've always known about that. Like I tell you guys, I call them every week. I tell them everything. My parents literally know everything going on with me at all times. They do. Because some people are like, oh, do they know about how you get trolled with this? Did they hear about how this? Yeah, they know everything. I tell them everything. And, of course, they laugh along with it just like me, because they're practical, intelligent people with common sense just like me, and they look at this shit and they're like, this is so dumb. These idiots on the internet and how they behave, they're out of their fucking minds. Yeah, we're all of like minds, so they know everything. There's no surprises. There's no, oh my God, this happened on this and that. No, they know everything. So anyway, yeah, they're happy. They're happy that I found something that not only am I happy doing, but now it seems to have settled in and it's consistent and not necessarily stable, but it's certainly the most dependable thing I've ever done in my life. Every other job I've had was not dependable at all. This is the first one that's been dependable. So, okay. Zoya did another super chat says, doesn't a buy-in require a payout? What? Does a buy-in require a payout? Yes. If you buy into DSPGaming and you support the channel, I promise you I will be here in the long run to provide meaningful content for you. I'll try to do active improvements. Like last year, look at the improvements that I did. Look at how different we're doing right now. How different things are than what I used to do stuff. Right? Here, you want to go back to the old ways? Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the PreStream. You're going to stare at these fucking slides and be bored to tears. You having a good time? Look at that Wolverine action figure in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Look at this chibi Phil from Vice City. Isn't this exciting? You see? I've actively improved and changed. That's called the payout. The fact that I'm here every day putting out fun, free content and constantly improving that content is the payout. If you don't think there's a payout, you don't have to buy in. In fact, you don't even have to fucking be here, so why are you super chatting? Really? Why are you complaining? Jack Anderson became a member for 2 months in a row, and he says, hey, Phil, I'm loving your content. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for the ongoing support, and thank you for the nice compliment. Only Fear of Death became a channel member. Thank you, Only Fear of Death. Now, what I would like to do, I want to confirm, because I don't want to get people's hopes up that we gained members. I want to double check that, because since we are trying to push towards, number one, the record for the channel, which is 334 members, and number two, because we're trying to hit the monthly goal, all right? What I want to do is confirm if we're gaining or losing members. Let me see how many members we have. 332! Wow, guys. This is actually great. We are only 2 members away from tying the record on this channel. We only need 2 people to become a member today, and we've now tied the record. All right? So please do. Please, let's hit the record today. That would be amazing. If we can make a new record, 335, that would be freaking outstanding. Okay? Thank you very much. All right, I got Zoya up there on the leaderboard with this complaint. There you go. Okay. So now let's move over to the to the tips side of contributions. We start off today with, well, okay, so last night, okay, after I'd gone offline, people were watching the videos on demand, and actually Guitar Player 1939 had an interesting question, okay? He actually did a tip overnight, and he asked the following. He said, Phil, how on earth are you getting your Hori neck phones, which are designed for use with the Xbox Series S and X or Xbox One, but also, you know, I used them with my PlayStation. How am I doing that? And in particular, how the heck are these working with the Switch? He's stumped. He's like, how can these work with the Switch? Because these, just so you guys see, they plug in using a standard headphone jack. Okay? So, how am I plugging this into the Switch? The Switch doesn't have a headphone jack unless it's undocked. So if I was holding it as a portable, then it would make sense. But how am I using this with the Switch? Okay? It's a valid question. So here's how I'm using it with the Switch. It's a complicated, convoluted Frankenstein setup answer. All right? It's the same way I'm using it with my PS5. I take this cord and I take a completely unrelated audio adapter thing from my Astro A40 headphones. Remember, the Astro A40s are the headphones that I use for many, many, many years here on stream, okay? What this adapter does, it has a USB connection, and it has a digital audio or optical audio, excuse me, I should have said optical audio cable, and it uses those to give you surround sound audio from Dolby Digital, okay? So what I do is I take this cord and I plug it into here. This enables this to work. The color's lit up. See, that turned white. Now, this is plugged into one of my consoles. I actually don't even remember if it's the Xbox One. It's one of the consoles this is plugged into for power. Okay? As for the optical out goes into my TV, because my TV has optical audio out. So, how does that work with the Switch? Well, my Switch is using HDMI out via the dock and goes to an HDMI splitter. That splitter splits the signal. One HDMI cable goes to my PC, and that's how I capture and broadcast and record everything. The other HDMI cable goes to my TV. So, here's how it works. My Switch is docked in the Switch dock. The Switch dock is plugged in via HDMI. The HDMI goes to an HDMI splitter. The splitter splits it. One goes to the PC, one goes to the TV. The TV has optical audio out. The optical audio out goes to this adapter, which is also plugged in via USB to a different console. This adapter has the headphones plugged in via the jack, and then I use the headphones. I know. And this is exactly also how I do it with PlayStation 5. Because it's the only way to get it to work with PlayStation 5. Because if I were to plug this directly into the PS5 controller, the PlayStation 5 says, oh, we only do one source of audio out, and mutes the stream. How Sony is so dumb and doesn't understand that people who make content want to have dual audio out on their new console they paid a ton of money for is beyond me. They literally removed features that were common features that were needed for that console to save money. Meanwhile, Xbox has it. Xbox Series X, all I do is plug this into my controller. I get true surround sound, and you guys still get sound on the streams and in the videos. Right out of the box. No additional work. It just works. So that's a huge oversight by Sony. Cost cutting and cutting corners, and it's really done. Okay. So there's your overly convoluted answer on how those headphones work with the Switch. Okay. All right, now we get the people who've contributed during today's stream, and incidentally, the first person to contribute was Guitar Player. Guitar Player was here. He had a $4.20 tip. Let's get him up on the leaderboard. Okay. And he says, oops. He says, I played the game for several hours yesterday. It's really fun and different. Yeah, it feels like a refreshing change to the Pokemon formula. Now, admittedly, is it the most innovative thing you've ever done? No, like someone had already said, man, it kind of feels like Monster Hunter, or it feels like this game. Yeah, it feels like other games, but at least it's Pokemon being played as another game. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pokemon traditionally has always been the same formula. Top down, walk around, random encounter, turn-based fight, catch the Pokemon, wash, rinse, repeat. Finally, it's different. Actual discovery, exploration, action-based gameplay mechanics. You can just catch, you can stealth catch, you can fight if you so choose to fill the Pokedex. You build up your characters. They all level up while you're doing other tasks. That's another thing, too. Oh, I'm actually collecting resources. Everyone levels up from collecting resources. Yeah, everyone levels up from everything, which is great. It's not just busy work anymore. So, thumbs up. So far, since we hit the open world and the core gameplay mechanics of the game, I'm having fun. I think today's going to be a very chill and exciting stream of Pokemon. Okay, Just Cold Bean Water. Tipped $4.20 says, will Trolls ever give up? You haven't been a drama streamer in a decade or more. Seems they're all focused on the past and can't see the real Phil streaming now in 2022. And, you know, I will agree with you there. You know, 10 plus years ago, like I said, it was different. I wasn't focused on being a live streamer or anything to do with being interactive with you guys. I wasn't even focused on my content being meaningful. I just thought, hey, make people laugh for a second. So I would focus on filling every moment of dead air during a playthrough with commentary. Whether it was something stupid, whether it was something over the top, sexual, dumb, you know what I mean? Like, I would constantly be filling the time with blah, 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 to the point where some people liked it and some people hated it. It got to the point where a lot of people were tired of it. They're like, you know, we wish you would stop talking over cutscenes. We wish you would stop making every single thing about a sexualized joke. Can you just shut up and play the game? Right? So eventually I did. I changed for the better. But back then it was very different. But it's funny, again, you look at people and they're like, why do you dislike Phil? Oh, I dislike Phil because he's a racist and shit. Like, what are you talking about? He hasn't made jokes or anything like that in a ridiculously long time. Why would you even say that about Phil? Have you watched him recently? No. I just listen to what people tell me. Oh, okay. So you watch the channels that make a living off of trying to shit on someone. Well, that's real genius level intelligence there, bro. Or they say, oh, Phil did this, he did that. And then every time that you question one of them, these things, and you twist it on its head, you're like, no, that's not what happened. Here's the truth. You're sitting in a group of people who are toxic, who all they want to do is crap on stuff. They literally add nothing to life. If they didn't exist, the world would be a better place. And why are you like that? Oh, because that's how I get my jollies off, because I feel like I have a feeling of belonging by being in a similar group of people who just like to hate on people. It's like, wow, well, let me tell you something. You'll get a much better feeling if you are a good person or a positive person than someone who just wants to hate on people and hurt people. But they don't get that because, again, like I already said, I used to be like that too when I was younger, but I changed for the better, and they can too if they have this moment of realization. They just need to have that moment. Okay? Simply Chilled Liquid Caffeine tipped $7.77, saying Twitch was already going downhill before they effed up your channel. You built it up for years. Surprise, surprise, their watch metrics have been going down ever since. Shocking. I have a feeling that you'll hit your sub goal today. Let's go. My sub goal? No, I don't think we're hitting 200,000 subscribers on the channel today. It sure would be great if we could hit, like I said, tie the record number of members I've had, 334, and exceed it today. That would be exceptionally cool. So thank you to Simply Chilled Liquid Caffeine. Your name is way too fucking long, and there's no way I'm putting that on my leaderboard. So I'm just going to abbreviate it. Simply Chilled Liquid Caffeine. And I appreciate that. $7.77. Let's get this up to 15. 1 cup of Cold Joe. I'm seeming to see a pattern with these tips. Tipped $3.45. And says, how did this whole Perry versus DSP thing blow up recently? You never negatively engaged with him in any way, but he keeps going off of you on his Twitch channel and on YouTube every time he streams. What's wrong with him? I don't know. Here's the thing. I hear about this all the time from you guys, but I don't know anything about it. I literally don't know who this guy is. I don't know what kind of content he puts out. Somehow I've become a running joke, I guess, on his content, and I guess what it is he got a reaction for doing it, so he keeps doing it. But I don't know anything about it. I've never had a direct interaction with the guy. I know nothing about him. If he ever says anything about me that, oh, Phil did this, Phil did that, I never did. I really know nothing about this Perry guy at all. and it's funny because after the fact, some people have actually told me that he did try to, like, do stuff on my streams, and it just went, whoop, right over my head. I would never know that it's him. Seriously. Yeah, I would never know that he's saying stuff or doing stuff. There's people who do this all the time. There's other content creators, too, who try to bring me up or try to involve me in their shit. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't, I'm going to do my own thing. I relax. And I play games with you guys. And that's all I care about. All that drama crap, let it stay outside of here. Between these two walls of the Mushroom Kingdom and Mobius, all we have is fun gameplay and cool chill times, man. I don't care about any of their shit that's in Bowser's bowels over here or in Robotnik's butthole over here. They keep that crap to the sides. I'm happy in between here. All right? There you go. Hold on. Glass of Shivering Java. I'm still seeing a pattern here. Tipped $4.20. And said if you spend more time streaming each month than watching Disney Plus, Hulu, and Crunchyroll or streaming service that are all far more expensive, what are you doing? Huh? Let me try this. Hold on. I'm going to add this. I'm going to try this again. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong. Okay? If you spend more time streaming Phil each month than watching Disney Plus, Hulu, Crunchyroll, or any streaming service that are all far more expensive, what are you doing? What? I still don't get it. I still don't know what the hell he's saying. Sorry, I tried. I really tried. But I can't figure that one out. I think you may have a point, but I have no clue what it is. Only Sweet Tea. I'm still seeing a pattern with these tips. Tipped $1.50. And says, looking forward to Pokemon. Now we need some Wendy's chili and some Pepsi. Oh my god. You had to go there with that stupid meme, huh? I mean, what's funny is it doesn't affect me, but you guys never let that meme go. You guys, I wonder if like poor Wings over there, right? Oh my God, can you imagine if every moment of every day he's hearing about Wendy's chili and Pepsi, and it just people won't shut up about it. He's probably like tortured, right? Poor guy. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, people meme on me, but man, that's gotta be like if that's just your every moment of every day, people are talking about that shit. It's just like, damn. Seriously, like I mentioned stuff on stream. I talk about, oh, I'm drinking some seltzer today. What did I have for dinner? Oh, I had a healthy dinner of this, and my wife made it. It's really good. So that guy, I guess probably one day, he probably nonchalantly just mentioned, oh yeah, I had Wendy's chili today, and I like Wendy's chili, and I like Pepsi. It's nice, refreshing Pepsi. He probably did it once, and people turned it into a running meme that he will never escape. That's what is wrong with people? Seriously, what is wrong with people? I don't know why they do this kind of stuff. I really don't. Leave the guy alone. Yikes. Like, I think we've heard... Okay, it's been many, many years now. I think we've heard the memes enough. I think maybe you can maybe get some new ones or something, right? Can you? No, really. All right, I got a question. Can you get new memes, at least for this guy? Can someone make some new memes for Wings instead of the old ones that are so fucking tired and boring and just, like, do it again? I mean it. Like, I'm sure the guy makes content every day, right? Right? So can we do something else? Please? Another different meme? Instead of the same one over and over? Because I'll be honest, it's tiring. And what it is with memes, and this is what the problem I feel with memes is. At first, when a meme first comes out, great. Everyone recognizes it. Oh, I get that. I get your reference there. It's funny. Ha ha ha. But then it just goes on forever. Like, dude, it's not even pertinent anymore. These memes don't even make sense. Yet you persist with the fucking meme. It's so stupid. Get some new fucking memes, man. You know? I don't know. Anyway, whoever this was, it seems like all these tips might have been the same person. Because just cold bean water, simply chilled liquid caffeine, 1 cup of cold Joe, glass of shivering Java, and only sweet tea all seems that they possibly could be related. Possibly. I'm just throwing that out there. That they could possibly be related in some way. Okay. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. Sorry, I got just checking my emails. Okay. Good. Good. Now let's see, do we have any other things to shout out, or are we done? Oh, let's see here. Battleduck 9000 had done a super chat and says, fuck the power, I do what I want. Well, there you go. Fuck the power. Fuck the police coming straight from underground. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. Zoya did a super chat and he says, if Pokemon doesn't improve, would it go to nights? No, I've already said this. When I started playing Pokemon, I said the intention was always that it was going to become a night stream. This always happens with my Pokemon playthroughs. You know, yeah, you know, these Pokemon playthroughs end up being better as late night chill streams than ongoing daytime streams. I've liked playing it. I'm going to play it again today as a main stream. We'll see how far we can get and see if we can delve into any new areas of gameplay mechanics. But after tonight, it's going to become like a night stream. It just makes sense that it becomes a night stream after tonight. And then we'll focus in on things like Skyrim. You guys have loved Skyrim, so keep Skyrim as a daytime stream for now. And maybe, like I said, maybe do one major stream of Game Pass stuff this coming week. And then, of course, when Dying Light 2 comes out, that's going to be a main stream. All right? So, Pokemon will continue. And it'll be a nighttime stream. Basically, what it'll be at nights, it'll be Pokemon and some Halo and Street Fighter. For now. Okay? All right. Okay. Madara's got some. I know you don't keep up with wrestling. Do you have a Royal Rumble winner in mind? No. No. Is today the Royal Rumble? But it's Saturday. Is tomorrow the Royal Rumble? I don't even know. Again, you're right. I don't follow it. I don't know anything about what's going on in wrestling right now. If there's something that happens, usually it's on social media. So you'll read about it on like Twitter or whatever. But I haven't been following wrestling in so long. I don't know anything that's going on right now. Nope. Only Fear of Death says, do you think Capcom will go back to their roots and start creating great competitive fighting games again? They had a great run in the 90s and early 2000s. I mean, arguably Street Fighter 4 also was a great run. Street Fighter 4 reinvigorated competitive fighting games. It brought them back to the mainstream prominence. In fact, because Street Fighter 4 was successful, many other games were able to reinvigorate their franchises, like Mortal Kombat, which had kind of been dead for a while, and then all of a sudden, oh my god, it got rebooted, and now it ends up being a prominent franchise again, right? So, you know, Street Fighter 5 was really their downfall. You know, it was a combination of a bunch of failed attempts like Street Fighter Cross Tekken and Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 basically falling out of prominence, them not making any versus games for a long time, then all of a sudden out of nowhere make MVC Infinite, and it was terrible. So that was a huge fail, and then Street Fighter 5 also flopping at launch. Over time it got more popular, but man, at launch it was a huge flop. So it was like miss, you know, all these misses in their fighting game division. While meanwhile, they were focusing on other things such as Resident Evil, and Resident Evil exploded in popularity, not only with Resident Evil 7 and 8, but then the remake series as well. So, you know, is it possible for them to come back? Yes, absolutely. It's possible for them to come back with Street Fighter 6, but they got to make a solid game that is actually going to be good at launch. You know, they have a lot of things they have to do in order to buy back confidence from mainstream gamers. Mainstream gamers, okay, did not buy into Street Fighter 5 like they did Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 was one of the best-selling games Capcom ever had at the time. And Street Fighter 5 was, like, exponentially less of a seller. Like, way lower. So, we have to see. I seriously hope, that they would come back to prominence and they make great fighting games again. I would very much like to enjoy and play them. But they actually have to do that. Okay. Swangan says, I really have grown as a gamer. I remember I used to shit on Yakuza. Now I like them. Too bad Pokemon is still on my shit list. Yeah, stop shitting. Just stop shitting. Put a cork in your ass, man. Stop this. All right, maybe not. That'd probably be pretty unhealthy for you. But you know what I'm saying? Put the shit where the shit belongs. In the bowl. And allow people to enjoy what they like. All right? However, if something needs to be called out, call it out. Right? Again, the mentality that if you support things that are bad, you'll just keep seeing bad things is very true. If you keep supporting that Nintendo puts out underpowered consoles, and if you keep telling Game Freaks it's okay to make a game that looks like crap, they'll keep making crap, you know? So like I said, everyone complains about Pokemon games, then they all buy them. So why'd you complain to begin with if you were going to buy it anyway, right? Madara's God says, today is the Rumble. WWE makes all pay-per-views on Saturdays now. Oh, I didn't even know that. When did they start doing that? I had no clue. I remember back in the day when I used to actually buy WWE pay-per-views. Yes, at one time you actually had to buy them to watch them, if you can believe it. And I would buy them and my friends would come over and we would hang out and watch, but we'd all have stuff to do Monday morning. So it would suck because we'd come over, we'd all have a few beers, watch the wrestling pay-per-view, but then it would be late and we'd all go home and we're like, damn, I gotta get up early in the fucking morning for work or school. This sucks. You know, Sunday night's a terrible time for an event like that. Saturday night, at least you got Sunday, right? Yeah. No, Parasolo, interestingly enough, Parasolo says, has 1 Minute Man picked a name for a Pokemon yet? No, he has not contacted me. Now, that doesn't mean that today he won't tip and say, oh, hey, I picked a name for a Pokemon. You know, he might do that. But 1 Minute Man, no, he did not contact me overnight. Now, if you're wondering what Parasolo is talking about, we've got this thing we're going to do with Pokemon Legends Arceus. The top tipper of the day will be able to name a Pokemon, okay, for the playthrough. That Pokemon will keep that name, all right? So, that's pretty cool, right? So, you know, right now, SCLC, whose name was something like Simply Chilled Liquid Crap or something, they're the top tipper of the day. So if they're the top tipper at the end of today's stream, they will get to name one of my Pokemon, okay? So we'll see what happens today. All right? We'll see who's the top tipper by the end of the stream. Sound good? All right. All right, are we good? Cold Cole says, looks like you're in a good mood. Today will be a good day. Have a great day. Sounds good. Thank you, Cold Cole. All right, I think it's time to start, everyone, right? Let's get started here with Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm excited to jump into the open world and have some fun gameplay and chill gameplay with you all. So let's do it. All right.